I often see people asking, what paper do you use for your art? Or they say, I'm keeping my best paper for my best work. Now, with creativity, you never know when your best work is going to happen. So using the best paper that you can afford, the best quality that you can afford, whenever you create, is a good habit to get into. So what is the difference between all the different papers? Because it can be confusing, can't it? Let's take a little look. So here I have 5 different types of paper. You can see I've written numbers and GSM next to them. This is the weight of the paper, and GSM stands for grams per square metre. So how heavy is your paper? So let's take a quick look at the different papers. Starting with regular printer paper, it's only 80 GSM. Yes, you can tangle on it, you can draw on it, but it's very flimsy and it doesn't add quality to your work. Let's have a look what happens with shading. Using the side of my pencil, I'll put that down there. And with my tortillon, I try and blend it. And you can see it doesn't blend. This is watercolour paper. It's only 190 GSM, so it's not very thick, but actually it's got a quite nice surface. And for drawing on, it's actually quite nice. So you don't have to go up very much to get a good quality paper. Let's have a look at what happens with shading. There's my line. Oh yes, I can see that spreads much more easily on this paper. And this paper is called cartridge paper in the UK, or very heavy drawing paper elsewhere in the world. And this is 220 GSM. And this is the smooth type cartridge paper, and you can get rough surface. And this too has a much nicer surface than your regular printer paper. What happens with shading? Let's put a line here. And yes, that blends quite nicely. Although being smooth, it still shows some of the line. And these two are papers, 100% cotton papers made by Fabriano. And I've got 2 weights. I've got the Medievalis, which is 260 GSM, and the Fabriano Tiepolo, which is what Zentangle tiles are made from. Let's have a little look at this. Nice thick paper. It's got that deckled edge. It's got a really nice toothy surface. So the ink goes in really well. It feels lovely to work on. Draw a line with my pencil. And again, this blends so much nicer than the regular shiny printer paper. Let's have a look at a Zentangle tile, 290 GSM, so it's nice and heavy. And let's draw with our pen. Oh yeah, it's a nice cushion surface. It's got a nice absorbent surface for your ink. And when you put your graphite on there for your shading, it spreads beautifully. And you don't have to work very hard to make that graphite spread. There are 5 choices of paper. Whatever you use, try and use the best quality that you can find and that you can afford. And most importantly, just enjoy being creative. And if you use a better quality paper, you can keep it and it gives it so much more value. Have fun.